They thought you were still there. They thought you weren't fully gone, not really done, just upset. They realized you weren't coming back this time. Take a second to choose your card. We have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. We will have a bonus extended message at the end. And if you feel called, I do offer personalized readings temporarily. So we'll meet you in the pile 1 first. Pile 1, welcome. This pile feels like a situation where they did something they knew would usually get a reaction out of you. And I keep seeing this tied to something that's like visible. So for a lot of you, this is something public, like social media, Snapchat, Facebook, liking someone's pictures, following some new person you've never heard of, maybe entertaining attention from someone else online, or like posting something kind of like shady that felt indirectly towards you, you know? And the important thing here is like, they're aware of how that would affect you. This wasn't on accident. Like they knew this is something that would bother you. So like I'm seeing them in my head check, okay, I posted it, or they do it, and then later they're going to see if you noticed. Like they're opening their phone, they're checking to see if you viewed it yet. They're checking to see if you've liked it. You might be dealing with a Capricorn or a Capricorn. And a Gemini as well here. So this person's expecting something, even if it's not a full confrontation. They're expecting you to react, message them, have some sort of reaction, a tone shift, a reaction shift. You know what I mean? Because that's what you've always done. But this time, nothing. Nothing comes from you. You're chill. You're this King of Pentacles. You're like, whatevs, dude. I'm done. And like at first, this person doesn't panic because they're the sun here. They just assume, okay, here they are. They're probably just waiting. They're going to bring it up later. This is them. So they leave it. But then they're checking again. You're active. You're online. You've actually watched the story and you don't say anything. And so this is where their head kind of starts turning and they're like, the story's not, they haven't seen it yet. It's, okay, wait, they saw it and they chose not to say anything to me about it. What's going on? Right? So that feels weird to them. That doesn't feel like you being busy. That doesn't feel like being delayed, you know, that doesn't feel like that. It feels on purpose now. 2 of Pentacles brings out an energy of them reopening things, like reopening the app, reopening your last messages, checking your profile, trying to figure out, are they mad at me? That's a very uncertain energy here. Are they ignoring me? Are they about to freak out? Are they going to just say something later? But the longer you stay silent, looking at that moon, they become more uncomfortable, like the Hermit, because they don't know where they stand anymore. You got Pisces, Virgo, and Aries. So before this, even if there were issues or problems, look at this. They knew how you'd react. You'd communicate it. 8 of Wands, that's my communication card. They knew what to expect from you emotionally, always. But now, look, when they expected the Tower, see that here? They didn't get it. So they don't know how to read you now because there's no reaction. Very naive here with the Fool. Your reaction used to be proof to them that you cared. Even if you were going off on them, pissed off, it means to them that you care, that you are putting effort into this, you know? Here's Aquarius as well. But this silence feels like unattached, detachment. So here's judgment. This is them thinking, oh, they're just not saying anything yet. But then there's another one. They're saying, wait, they're not saying anything at all. And this is the moment. See this? They're the hanged man. They're just sort of allowing themselves to be super confused about this instead of just communicating with you. 7 of Wands suggests they're questioning, why aren't they reacting? This is a why don't they care enough sort of energy. And that thought is what makes them sit and kind of stay. They're like, okay, I'm the King of Wands, so what actually happened? They're like, well, I didn't do anything. What happened to them? And now they're pointing at you, trying to figure out what's wrong with you. And they're like, okay, well, what are the things that happened? Their response changed. Their involvement changed. And then that's when they get their idea here. And they're like, okay, they're not invested anymore. Here's Leo as well here. Oh, Leo and Taurus. But I'm actually seeing something because these 2 cards suggest that some of the people you're dealing with were waiting even for you to start an argument about it, like desperately waiting so that they could work with it, you know? Like they wanted you to be the vulnerable one. Here's Libra. They wanted you to reach out. A lot of Libras are avoidant, and it's this person you might be dealing with is avoidant maybe. And they're realizing that they can't really pull you back in the way that they used to be able to. See the 6 of Pentacles? That's a lingering energy. That's a lingering energy of them checking the text, checking the story again. Maybe they'll look at this story now. Maybe they'll look at that story now. You know, they're kind of like obsessing about it. What's this one? 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so looking at your profile again, like looking at your profile, and they're like, okay, this is for real. So your shadow card, this is the equivalent to the 3 of Swords, which is like the heartbreak card in my opinion. So, and then look, 5 of Cups. They don't really have much else to give. And they're like, this is them realizing that about you. They're like, this person's pulling away for real this time. And you know what, pile 1? The 9 of Wands suggests that they can't move past that at all. You also got the 10 of Arrows, which in the Rider-Waite deck is someone laying in bed with knives, 10 knives in their back. So this person could be victimizing themselves, but also too scared to reach out to you at the same time. Now, I do have love oracle cards and these other oracle cards. I'm not sure what they're called. I'm not sure what they're called, but we're going to pull them. Hang on. So these love oracles, these ones should give us maybe some insight as to how they're feeling or how you're feeling. You know what? Let's start with how they're feeling. We'll pull 3 for them and then maybe, 3 for you. Okay, so we'll pull these for them and then we'll do yours. So for them, they're like, I long for your kiss. I wish I could understand you. Like they still sort of think you're doing something to them, you know? I wish to be like you. I want out. And when I see this card, I don't feel this is about a relationship that they want out. I feel like this is them wanting out of their own head. That's how I read that. You've triggered me. Why can't I tell you the truth? So there's some underlying reason that they're acting this way, doing these things, or not acting this way that they can't express to you. My emotions overwhelm me. And the passion I feel is overwhelming. I don't know how to handle this. And then let's see what we can get for their energy. And pile 1, if any of these resonate with you, let me know in the comments, please. I really love these heart oracle cards, but sometimes I feel like maybe they don't do the reading justice. So if you like them, please let me know. Let's see. So this is yours, interestingly enough. Look at that. I was hurt by you. Why do I deserve someone like you? This is you real. And look at that. It went right over top the 5 of Cups. This was the one where it's like, I have nothing left to give. And you're like, why is God giving me someone like you? I don't deserve that. That's what this vibe is. And then you're too nice. I don't deserve your kindness. Personally, I feel this is you speaking in third party about yourself, because the energy of this reading is you were the nice one and they took advantage of you. That's what this feels like. And I'm going to do one more oracle card. One more deck here. We'll pull 2 for them and 1 for you. Let's see. Thank you, angels, spirits, and guides, for allowing the clearest message possible to come through for pile 1. Let's see. Can we get them any more answers, please? Thank you. I'm going to cut the deck 2 times here. I don't know if my top down will catch it, but I'll do it anyways here. So first pile, I'll do you. Oh, no, sorry. First pile, I'll do them. Frequency shift. They felt that in you. They felt your shift there. I'm going to take it from the same pile for them. Commitment. This person's finally ready for commitment, but I feel like it's a little too late with you. All right, now pile 1, we're going to also do 2 cards for you. First one is integrity. See, this is you realizing you have integrity within yourself. You've realized your worth. Remember what I said? Why do I deserve someone like you? Why is God giving me someone like you? You realize you have integrity. You have freaking boundaries, standards, And look at that. Your next card is knowledge. I was about to say you knowledged yourself. You educated yourself in what's right, what's wrong. I feel like maybe you didn't have proper relationship examples growing up, and no shade, because I've been there. And now that you're more educated, you're like, that's not the right way to be treated. Well, pile 1, if this resonated, let me know in the comments. Follow us into pile 2 if you want to see a different scenario of the same, a different reaction of the same scenario. And we can go there. Otherwise, there's a bonus message at the end of pile 4, but I'll have it in the chapters. So I'll see you in one of them. Oh, and if you're interested, I do offer personalized readings for your specific situation. It's a link in the description. Okay, bye. Pile 2, welcome. This feels like less one big moment and something that slowly built up until there was this like very clear moment where they realized you weren't showing up anymore. Because before all of this, feels like you were consistent with them. So we're going to go deeper, but it doesn't feel small. Like this feels like someone that was checking in, starting conversations, checking in, like making sure they were all good. You were predictable, you just had a natural caring rhythm, it feels like. Yeah. You were just there always. And over time, this person you were dealing with got used to that, like really used to it, like to the point where it was like taken advantage of. So even if they weren't putting in the same energy with you, pile 2, it feels like they still felt super secure that you would do all the work. But right here, 5 of Pentacles, it's something changed here. It was something subtle. You pulled your energy back. You kind of pulled your love back a little bit. You stopped double texting. You stopped checking in first. Now you take longer to respond. But when it happens, like when you first start doing it, they don't take it seriously. They tell themselves like, she's just busy. She'll message me later. It's not a big deal. Kind of naive, right? You have Gemini and you have Sagittarius. Because again, this person with judgment here suggests they're used to you coming back around. See, as I said, that Wheel of Fortune came out. But now you're not coming back around the same way. Like in this, here's multiple small moments where they expected you to message them, didn't get one. They thought you would reach out. You didn't. They assumed you would show up. You didn't. And each time it registered a little bit more like, oops, she's a little checked out. But there's a moment right here where it's like fully clicks. This is Leo. This is Libra. So back to the moment. There's a specific day or situation. This person's waiting for you to text. This person's waiting for you to ask how they are. They're waiting for you to initiate. Like, this is a significant day I'm referring to. And I'm seeing them check their phone more than once, kind of like obsessively, like checking it, refreshing it, checking it, pulling down, refreshing it. Locks it. You know, they even try putting on do not disturb so that they don't get too excited when a message goes off. And at first there's like some denial. They're like, oh, that's okay. They're going to message later. It's fine. But then hours go by and they're like, wait, she's not just like busy. Like, she's legit not going to show up today. And that's kind of when something clicks for them, pile 2. Because look at the world here. This isn't just noticing a pattern. This is actually experiencing it in their real world. Like, they cannot deny it. And it feels hella different for them because before all of this, even if you took space, you would circle back to them. You would reconnect to them. You would reinitiate, you know, like you would just be the down one. Here's Aquarius. But this time there's no follow-up. There's no reach out. This moment you didn't reach out. In that moment, they're recognizing this isn't temporary. Your presence used to feel automatic for them. Aquarius, Capricorn, and Cancer. This person never had to question you, never had to wonder if you'd be there. But now, they don't know who you are. Here's Taurus too. So I'm seeing this change in their thinking where they go from so this person's thinking they're going to message me, it's fine, to wait, but if they don't, and that's when Taurus comes in here. If they don't, then what? So that's like a lingering feeling with them, you know? They're starting to realizing something kind of deep within themselves. Like, your energy was never just guaranteed. It just felt that way to them. Here's the Empress. And the realization for them becomes they're not choosing me anymore. They're not do they even like me? That's what this person's thinking. Do they even I don't know how to think about this person in any different way, because now instead of focusing on themselves, instead of focusing on you, they have to focus on themselves. And they're like, have I been relying on them too much? Did I stop putting in effort? Is this my fault? Was it because I was assuming they would always be there? And there's like discomfort in that because kind of, yeah, that is what happened. It looks like it anyways. So now they're seeing that everything between you two changed. Here's Aquarius too. So I'm also picking up something important now that I look at them here. So for some of you, there's like some testing going on. So with the Knight of Wands and the Sun suggests that they will intentionally not message you first. And then when you don't, it confirms, oh, she doesn't care. She doesn't care. And to them, it's a pattern. Here's Pisces trying to pop out. And they're like, okay, she's actually pulling away now. And there's like this reality check with them that is actually really heavy, because now they're sitting in this like spot where they just feel like no one's putting in effort because you were the only one that was putting effort in. So let me see if I can get some oracle cards about how they're feeling. Yeah, so let's see if we can go deeper to see how they're feeling. And then we'll go to you and see how you're feeling. And then we'll also do the two other oracle cards I have here as well. Let me see. Thank you, angels, spirits, and guides. How is pile two's person feeling if you have any additional insight? They're thinking, I cannot handle your love. I cannot express myself. I'm better with my mind than my heart. I feel like this person gets stuck up on their words and maybe explains things improperly at times. And emotions overwhelm me, but they miss you. This person I feel like they might get like angry and like punch holes in the walls or something when they're mad, but it's because their emotions overwhelm them. Not that that's an excuse, and they're like, I wish I could understand you. Now let's see if we have any messages for you, pile two. Thank you, angels, spirits, and guides. Do you have any messages on how pile two specifically is feeling, like them, the viewer right now? Let's see. You know what? I'm going to take this one because this one's trying to pop out. I need to hold back my true feelings for you. Pile two, you may feel very deeply for this person, but you know it's not in your best interest to continue on, at least until they can, get their shit together. I'm afraid to lose you. So this is you. This is you not showing up the same way for them and being kind of scared that you changing the way you're feeling or reacting to them is going to push them away more. Whoa. Let's just give it another shuffle here. One more for pile two, please. I feel lonely. And you know what? When I was shuffling, I saw that one come out for you guys. Like it was kind of hanging out and I didn't take it. So I feel like pile two, you feel lonely since making this decision. Like nobody wants to, cut someone off if that's what's happened. But let's see if we can get two more oracle cards for pile two's person. And then we'll get two more for pile two themselves. This person really wants that old version of you back. They want that union they had with you. Do you see that? But you're long gone. You've changed. Let's see. Feline. This person could be like getting their... First of all, the obvious is they could be a... Leo. That could be their zodiac sign. But more importantly, this could be them getting in touch with their like instinctual, animalistic, primal tendencies, This is someone going after what they want. This person's very, very attracted to you, clearly. And do we have any messages for pile two themselves? You're like, I'm out. I've already taken flight. I'm outie. Oh, what's this? Commitment. You needed commitment and they didn't give you that, pile two. Well, hey, thanks so much for spending your energy with me. You know what? I offer personalized readings for a bit here. So if you're interested, I have the link below. That'll be specifically about you, your person, whatever you want to talk about. I also have two more piles after this. This will be the same situation, but a different reaction. So if your person reacted in multiple ways, you may resonate with more than one pile. And additionally, I'm going to do my bonus collective message at the very end of this video. So pick one of those if you'd like. We'll see you there. Bye. Pile three, welcome. This feels like a switch up they didn't take seriously at first because you didn't look like you were leaving them, but it looked like you were focusing on something else entirely. And I keep getting, right here, this energy of like you becoming more invested in your own life. So for some of you, this is your work, your business, your personal goals, like your routine, your growth. But the key here is your energy stopped revolving around them. And at first they don't really like notice it as a threat. They see it as like, okay, they're just busy like right now, but they'll make time for me later. Because again, they're used to being a priority in your life. Even if things weren't perfect, you know, they knew you were emotionally available to them. But something starts to change here. So here's Scorpio and here's Aries. This is your attention shifting. So you're less responsive, less focused on them, less available, less like, I don't know, it's hard to say. It's actually like super chill energy on your end. And that's kind of what throws them off so much. Because it doesn't feel like you're super upset. It feels like you're moving on, like you're moving forward. So there's this specific moment here where they see it. So the Queen of Swords and King of Swords suggests that this is something that they visually saw. Or with Libra here, this could be you talking about your goals, something relating to your life, you being busy and unavailable, like you choosing something else over them, like in real time. Like they wanted your attention and you're like, hold up, I'm doing something right now. You know, like you're totally focused on something else. And it's like not forced. You're legitimately busy. The Hierophant. This is Taurus. This is being not centered on them anymore. So that's when it happens, because they come across like they're thinking like she's not just busy. She actually is carrying all this shit. Do you see that? You're moving through your life with all your stuff on your back. And then for them, oh yeah, look at that. Judgment. This is them pausing for a sec and realizing, wait, why do I feel like I'm being taken for a spin? Do you see that? Wheel of Fortune. Because before all this, even if you had things going on, Cancer here, this person still felt like they were important in your world. But now they're like, well, I feel like I'm on the outside now. And they're super uncomfortable with that. Here's Virgo. This person's like, well, where do I stand in their life now? Oh, holy crap. Look at this. Leo. Oh my God. Gemini and Pisces, all one after another. Okay, so with all of these, this person suggests a lot of conflicting personality traits. Like this person's going to try and interrupt whatever you're doing, or like, you know, just try and get in the way of something when it's obvious you're busy with something else. But guess what your response is? The Queen of Wands. You're like, back the F up. I'm busy. Or you're just like, bro, like back up. I'm busy, you know? And that's what makes it confusing for them. You see that conflict card here. This person's realizing they're not your priority. And Pages, I always say this, Pages very immature energy, right? And look, you have another conflict card right here. So they got hit deep, and they're like, this isn't about you choosing someone else. This would have almost made them feel better if it was you choosing someone else. But this is you growing, you being independent, you just moving past them, right? And it's like they can't compete with that, because they can't just win you back with attention or effort. They're watching you from afar build something or step into something that they have no place in, you know, and it doesn't require them at all. So that's them. They feel like you're just leaving, and they're like, oh, she's moving forward without me. Here's Aquarius. I'm also getting this like layer of they're going to start questioning their place within you. Like, do they even need me anymore? Is she legit even interested in me anymore? Where do I fit into her life now? Have I been replaced by it? And they might have like some like very erratic outbursts when you do that, because the Knight of Swords is fast moving energy. But you just act chill, calm, cool, collected when they do that. But before all of this, it probably would have worked, because here's Sagittarius. But now you're making actually them earn your time. You're more defensive of your time. You see that? And you're You're just getting comfortable with carrying everything yourself, but also being uncomfortable with the silence that creates too, you know? So let me pull a couple oracle cards to see if we can see their feelings anymore. Then we'll pull yours and we'll pull a few more oracles. Hang on here. So thank you, angels, spirits, and guides, for allowing the clearest message possible for pile 3 to come out regarding their person. So they could have some bad habits here. This passion is too much. They feel very passionate about you, pile 3. There's no denying that. They're wondering, well, why aren't I the center of their world? Like, they're the center of mine, but they didn't make you ever feel like that. I want out. They want to be just like you. They really think you're great. But on the flip side, they still can't promise you anything. So it's like, what do they expect of you, you know? Let's see if we can get any oracle love messages for pile 2. I'm sorry, pile 3, the viewer watching right now. You're just thinking to yourself, this love is crazy. This love is crazy. You know? I do not know who I am anymore. This is you. You've realized there's a change in you. There's a switch in you. And your last oracle card is, I cannot make you happy. Like, you feel like you just can't make them happy. You tried everything with this person, pile 3. Like, you've exhausted all of your resources, you know? Whoa. So let's see if we can get 2 more oracle cards for you. No, I'm sorry. Let's get 2 more oracle cards for our person in pile 3, and then for our viewer. So 2 for our person, please. Thank you, angels, spirits, and guides. Assistance. Now, this assistance card may have something to do with this one. I don't want to say it out loud because I don't want to have my channel flagged. But if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. So that could have it to do with that. Otherwise, if there's no issues there, that could just be them needing to, well, they need assistance figuring out themselves, I think, because how are they going to figure out what they're doing wrong if they can't put 2 and 2 together, right? And they have faith. They might be heavily relying on Jesus and, you know, on their faith. Now, thank you, angel, spirits, and guides. Can we get 2 cards for our viewer watching? Our actual viewer watching right now. Divinity. Everything's going to come in divine timing, pile 2. Oh, I keep calling you pile 2. You guys should check out pile 2 because that's the second time I've said that. So maybe there's some overlapping messages for you in there. And integrity. Okay, hold up. I know I just said you should check out pile 2 because I said it twice. I swear to God, I'm pretty certain pile 2 got integrity as well. I'm pretty sure you guys should go check it out. But anyways, this suggests that you're finally realizing your worth and that you don't deserve to be treated like shit. Like, you don't deserve this crazy love. Wow. Okay. So anyways, as I was saying, you guys should check out the second pile, I think. I'm just saying. Otherwise, if you don't, I have pile 4 up next. If you want to see if there's any other traits in there that resonate with you. Otherwise, bonus collective message at the very end of the video. Double otherwise. I'm offering personalized readings now. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, they are custom to you. And to book that, just use the link in the description or in the pinned comment. Okay, I'll see you there. Bye. Pile 4. So this one doesn't feel like something they could see right away. It feels like something they felt. Because, like, on the outside, you were still there. You were still present, talking, even like maybe living together. Something looked drastically different, starting off with communication. So something about you changed though. Like your tone was calmer, your responses were shorter. You just stopped reacting the way you used to. And at first they don't totally understand it. Like it just feels like something's off. Like conversations aren't as nice as they used to be. Or like they say something that would normally get a reaction out of you and it doesn't now. So, but this time when you respond, you're just neutral. Kind of feel like your voice is deeper, calmer, just not emotionally involved, obviously, but also not like reactive or expressive. Because before this, though, they knew how to get you to act certain ways. They knew what would get a reaction. They knew like what would pull you into a conversation, what would make you open, what would make you pissed off, what would make you sad, you know? But now it's like their brain's going for a whirlwind. It's not working anymore. So interesting with Leo, Pisces, and lovers. I see them trying to see how you're going to respond to something, particularly that would normally affect you. That this is someone trying to get a rise out of you, and you don't give it to them. You just sit pretty like the Queen of Pentacles here. You don't engage the same. You don't, but you also like don't even feel the same. You know, like it's not an act. And this is where they start to get super uncomfortable because it feels like I can't predict her. I can't reach her. And that's like super different than you just being distant, obviously, because this is emotional distance. That's what this feels like. And that feels final. Like if anyone's ever been emotionally distant with you, it's like you guys can still talk. You guys can still hang out. You guys can still say, I love you. But it's like they're checked out, you know? The Taurus and the Page of Swords here suggests that there's this specific moment where there was a conversation or like right after a conversation and they're like, that didn't feel like it used to. And that's them. Knight of Pentacles. They're like, what the hell happened there? And they're sitting with that and they're recognizing like something seriously changed. You see the Three of Swords here? And it's not just your behavior. And even though it is partially your behavior, that's not the big deal because you're acting fine. You're acting calm. But it's your like vibe. So this person's replaying it in their head over and over. And they're like, why didn't they react to that? What is going on? Don't they still care about my cat that's sick or something, you know? Why does it feel so flat, so dry, you know? And the answer they come up with is they don't feel the same anymore. And that realization is like super heavy because they're like, who is there? I can't fix it. There's someone else. I know it. This person can't just message you now. They can't just show up. They can't just try harder because they can't force you to feel the way you used to feel. So what's the point? So that's super like unsettling for them. Four of Pentacles and Five of Cups suggest that even if they try to come back to you, they might not get that same version of you, you know? So, Aquarius also suggests there's one more moment where they try to connect. With the Queen of Wands, it suggests it's not a big way. It's just something small. See her hand offering it? It's a continuance of a conversation, asking something personal, trying to get you to open up. Do you see this? Capricorn wants to pop out. And your response still doesn't change. Your attitude doesn't change. You're still neutral. You're still just vibing. Not loud, not rude, just chilling. And it's clear as day. They're like, I'm freaking gone. You know, they're not here anymore with me is what they're saying to themselves. And that thought really sits with them. It lingers. Here's Cancer and here's Libra. So this person's sitting somewhere where they can feel the emotions, but they can't change the justice. They can't change the outcome of it. And that's why it feels so final and messy for them, because emotional attachment isn't something that you can argue with. It's just something that's happened. That someone's decided and they've implemented, you know? The Empress, that's you. Now, let's see if we can get any more deeper on their feelings with these love oracles. And then we'll do this other oracle deck that I have here. I don't know what it's called, but we'll do these ones too. So thank you, angels, spirits, and guides. Can we get any other insight on how pile 4's person is feeling? And then we'll do your feelings, pile 4. Let's see here. I don't know where to start. Like, they just don't know how to reach out to you, pile 4. And pull 2 more. They wish they could understand you. Oh, there was a card behind it. Hang on. I cannot express myself. Let's do one more. They need to do some internal work. Did you see that flip out by itself? And now, thank you, angels, spirits, and guides. Let's get some clarifiers for our pile 4 viewer right now, the person watching right now. What about them? Oh, you know, I'm going to take them all. I wish I could be a different person. I wonder why you feel that way. Maybe it's all just too heavy for you, pile 4. Pile 4, you're worried you're worried about being alone. I have to let you go to find myself. You do, yeah. But you still feel lonely in the process. And you just can't handle this love. It's just too toxic, you know? But on the flip side, you still cannot stop thinking about them. Okay, so let's get 2 more oracles. We'll get 2 for the person that pile 4 is dealing with, and then 2 for pile 4 viewer right now, please. Thank you, angels, spirits, and guides. Can you please give me 2 cards that will help pile 4 understand their person better? Contact. Well, you know what? They gave me 3, so they're scared to reach out to you because they don't know. They don't feel like they can give you the recognition you deserve. They don't feel like they can meet you at the same level you're at. And they're just praying, hoping and praying, maybe relying on their religion. Thanks, angels, spirits, and guides. Can you give me any clarity for pile 4 viewer watching? I'm going to take this. Return of spirit. This is you getting back to your intuition, pile 4. You trusting yourself again. And you going in fearlessly doing that. So, wow. Thanks for spending your energy with me, pile 4. If you'd like to go deeper, I do offer personalized readings on your specific person, your specific situation. Those can be booked through the link below. Otherwise, there's a bonus collective message right after this. And that's all I have for you. If you feel like maybe your person had more than one reaction, check out pile 1, 2, or 3, as every pile has a different reaction. Thanks so much for being here. Bye. Welcome to the bonus collective message. Ooh, this feels like after everything was said and done, after the silence, after the distance, after noticing you switched up, this person reaches a point where they just cannot ignore it anymore. So instead of accepting it fully, this person checks. They go about it passive aggressively. They'll They'll like look at your social media. They'll check if you're active. They'll reread texts. They'll call you and hang up. They'll dwell on past conversations. Just trying to feel something, trying to feel something familiar, because part of them is still hoping that maybe it's just not as final as it feels, you know? And I'm seeing this like moment here. So this person opens something connected directly to you. It's like your profile or a project you're working on, like your name, your message, something like that. And they're not even like fully aware of what they're looking for. They just want to feel close to you. Like the way you guys used to be. But what they feel instead is like that distance that grew between you two. So not even if nothing dramatically changed on the surface and you guys are just chilling, it doesn't feel the same anymore. So that's what really hits them though. We've got Virgo, we've got Taurus, we've got Aries. So before this like pullback in Pisces, there was like, I could always reach them, doesn't matter, you know? But that feeling's kind of gone now. And I'm seeing this like very quiet realization here. Here's Gemini. It's not loud. And you know what? It's like, I don't have a grip on them like I used to. And that thought, it lands like pretty hard on them. Because now there's nothing to distract them. Like there's no assumptions. There's no, I'll just deal with it later. There's just, okay, it's clear, you know. 5 of Wands suggests that some of you, they might consider straight up reaching out. They might send a message, you know. But there's a bit of hesitation here with the Fool and the 4 of Coins. They're not sure how you're going to respond. So before all of this, though, they felt confident. They knew they had you under their thumb, you know? They always knew how you would react. They knew how to engage with you. But now there's like so much uncertainty. Like, what if they don't respond? What if it feels different? Here's Leo. What if I don't get them back? You know, stuff like that. Let's pull your angel messages and see if we can get any extra messages from your guardian angels. Let's see here. Go into nature and clear any negative thoughts or energies you may have. Ask your inner self to answer your question. Be patient. All is well. Oh, I'm going to take this one because it was stuck on the table. While you have a pulse, make every beat of your heart count. Wow. Thanks for joining us in the bonus message. I guarantee you there was a message for you here if you ended up here. Check out tomorrow's reading because I have one every day, and I also have personalized readings now. We'll see you there. Bye.